Hey everybody, it's Draw Ninja Casey here, and today I got a special treat for you, the Mona Lisa. You're gonna love it. I recreated it. It's one of my favorite paintings, and there's a lot of history behind this lady. I found out so many things about myself while drawing this picture, and also the way I look at the picture is completely different now than I did before I recreated it. So here is the recreation with some commentary from me, letting you know my procedure, my process, my thought process while drawing it, and just let me know what you think. And if you have any questions, please don't forget to comment below. Let me know what's going on in your mind. And also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Here is the Mona Lisa. Hi everybody, here I am again making commentary on the Mona Lisa. Usually I would start with just kind of putting on the flat layers on the whole face in general. But for some reason I wanted to just start the Mona Lisa off with just her eyes. I see that a lot of artists on YouTube, they start off their drawings with just the eyes, and I kind of wondering why they're always just doing that rather than just layering. And I'm notorious for layering. And as you can see with my other drawings, I'm always starting with the basic frame, and then I layer and layer until it becomes solid. But I wanted to try a different method today, and with the Mona Lisa. Don't ask me why. Maybe she's that gorgeous and awesome that she just inspired me to just do something else. But either way, it worked out really well. It was a technique that actually, I guess, worked for this picture, because her eyes are always being spoken about, and they seem to just follow you wherever you go. So I wanted to start off with getting the eyes and also the nose, and of course, most importantly, the smile out of the way, because if you can't get her eyes and her smile right, then I gotta tell you, you're not drawing the Mona Lisa. people are gonna call you on it if you do not get that smile right. So I had to make sure that smile was perfect. So I had to get that in, and also the eyes and the nose, get that out of the way, and pay a lot of attention to that in the beginning. So I wasn't basically layering and layering and layering like I used to, or like I'm used to doing. I basically wanted to pinpoint the eyes and the smile and take care of those right away. So as if I make any mistakes or anything, I can easily just correct them, or start the drawing over. But luckily, I didn't have to start the drawing over, and it was a smart idea to start with the eyes and the smile, which are the most important things she's known for. So that once I know that I got that right, once I saw that I'm getting it right, it gave me so much confidence and enthusiasm to do the rest of the drawing. Because if I wasn't getting that right, I would just have to start the drawing over, or correct it. But thank goodness, I was able to get it right the first time, and it just looked really, really good, and I was very happy with it. So I continued on with the drawing, and it worked out. And now I'm doing her hair over here, which my reference material was pretty dark. So I had some different reference material with this, but the initial reference material, the one that I used the most, it was pretty dark. So I know that she had some brown highlights in her hair. Her hair was brown, but because of the reference material, it looked very black. So I had to look very closely, and in some places use my imagination for the hair, and in other places I would maybe just find other reference material that are lighter, that would show her hair. But most of the reference material that I could find was pretty dark. So I made her hair very dark, but as you can see, there's a lot of brown highlights and whatnot. And now this was a technique that I used because she has these designs right under her cleavage mark. So I put the tracing paper over the area that I wanted to leave these designs on because whether she was wearing a lingerie or whatever, but I had these little designs. And so I used my regular pencil, and what happens is I colored over the area, and then I pressed hard with the pencil so that when I went over it with a dark pencil, the areas that I pressed on with the pencil over the tracing paper did not fill in with color. So I was able to do the design very easily over tracing paper and not have it be filled in because that's how once it's indented, the color pencil will not fill in those holes unless you go over it with like a paintbrush or something and dab it, which I'll actually do later on, you'll see. But that's a great technique for color pencil. If you want to do a design that is intricate, just do it on a tracing paper over the area that you want to do the design, and then you can just basically use the color pencil maybe on the side and just color over it, and you'll see that the area that you designed is gonna not fill in, and it'll come out like a really cool design, whatever it is that you're trying to design. So it's really cool. That was a really cool technique that I picked up along the way. So now I'm sharing it with you. Right. So drawing her. Once I finished her face and her bosom and her shoulders and everything, drawing the arms became very I think difficult at first because again the source material that I had was a little dark, so I really had to find some reference material on the internet where it was a little lighter and I could see her hand and just try to figure out how that's gonna work out. And it worked out really well. I was able to get all the detail right on her sleeves and also on her hand itself. So that worked out really well. And with her other hand, again, once I had the right reference material, it was easy to get the sleeve right. It was easy to also get her hand right. And so that worked out really well. But at this point, she was already just giving me a lot of good feelings in the sense that, I don't know, as I was drawing her, I felt like she was telling a story. Like I had all these crazy ideas about, is she Leonardo Da Vinci and he's playing a gag on us, and that's what the smile is about. But history records her as being a wife of like a high official in Italy at the time who commissioned the painting, and her name was Lisa. And so Mona Lisa really wasn't the real name of the painting. It was Lisa Gordani or something like that. I can't remember correctly, but the Italians named it Mona Lisa, which roughly translates to My Lady Lisa, which they felt was much better for them. So you have to go with that. But the foreground, the Lisa herself, was just such a pleasure to draw. And now the background, which also presented somewhat of a challenge at some point. Again, my reference material was very dark, so I had to seek out at some point some lighter reference material and just go in confidently with the stuff that I saw. And the reference material that I got for the background actually was pretty good and pretty straightforward. So I was able to kind of do all the details in the background very legitimately in reference to being exact like the background in the actual Mona Lisa. So, and it told me a great story about where she was, and I'm sure back then they didn't have like copy machines to make like cameras or whatever to take pictures of backgrounds to use as reference. So I'm thinking maybe whatever background she's in front of, she was actually there Either that or maybe Da Vinci's memory was so good that he remembered a background and painted it from memory. Either way, it's a really nice background. It pales in comparison to uh, Mona Lisa, of course, but also it's not actually supposed to compete with her at all. So that's always a good thing. You don't want the background competing with the main character. But as you can see, the background comes in hazingly defined, especially the sky. I didn't want it to compete too much because it was already very colorful. But doing the background was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed this painting altogether. So this is coming out really good. I was really happy with it at this point, and it was looking exactly the way I wanted it to look. And if you think it does, let me know down below. And please don't forget to subscribe. I really enjoy doing these drawings and expressing to you my feelings and thoughts about them. So don't forget to subscribe and also to check out my son's gamer channel down below. His little cute little face is going to pop up right there. And check him out. I really enjoyed painting, not painting, but drawing this painting. And I hope you enjoyed watching it too and finding out some information about it. Please don't forget to subscribe again, and thank you for watching. See you next time.